There was a time he was sick.
There was a time Teddy was very, very, very sick.
How old was he?
He was 3 years and he had joined school. So I had to withdraw the boy from school to concentrate on his treatment. That was my lowest moment of my life.
Thank you so much for tuning in to my YouTube channel. I want to warmly welcome you. Thank you. I really don't take you for granted. My name is Counselor Loise, and thank you so much. And in case you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, kindly do so. There is a red subscription button at the bottom of your screen. It is somewhere here. Kindly subscribe, just touch it. And also turn on the notification bell so that every time we upload a new video, you will be notified. So now, May is a very special month. It is a special month because every second Sunday of May we celebrate Mother's Day. And today I have come with we have a brand new series in my YouTube channel, Counselor Loise Wambui, and we are celebrating mothers, and we are calling it Making of a Mom. And today I have a beautiful guest. You know, she's a woman that I really look up to. She's a mom, she is a pastor, she's a business lady, she's a wife, she's so many things. It's a package. And even before I go further, I will allow her to introduce herself. Mami.
Yes.
Habari yako.
Sana,
kindly introduce yourself to our viewers.
How are you, my viewers? My name is Florence Nyambura Kingori. I am a wife, I am a mother, I am a pastor, I am a business lady. All those are my titles.
Wow. That's quite something. There's so much, a woman can carry a lot. And we are celebrating one today because she's a woman that I've looked up to for so many years. I have actually known her for over 10 years, and she's been a great blessing to me. So Florence, maybe you can start by telling us ulizaliwa wapi?
Mimi nilizaliwa Nyeri. Nyeri sasa ni Nyeri County, but that time it was a district, Nyeri County, in a very cold village in Teto. And I grew up in a polygamous family. In a family of 4 boys and 2 girls. I am the last born.
You are the last born in the family.
Yes.
You must have been pampered as the last born. How does it feel to be a last born?
It feels good to be a last born, but I was not pampered by my mother because the time I reached 7 years, my elder brother married. And they started giving birth.
Yes.
You see, by the time now I was around 10, there were children now. So my mother, because we are in the same compound with my brother, she concentrated more on her grandchildren than me.
Okay.
So I was not pampered at all.
And I know you also too participated in raising the young ones.
I participated in raising young ones because I remember at the age of 8 years, I could carry the baby, feed the baby, bathe the baby.
Only 8. You were only 8 years and you were doing all this.
I was doing all that.
So we can clearly tell that she was not pampered. There's that notion that when you are a last born, you can, I saw somewhere that last borns can even, fry water, wanakaranga maji, kwa sababu hakuna kazi wanajua.
Actually, me, I was not pampered because by the time I was growing up, my brothers and sisters, they had already gone maybe to high school, some were working, so I was left alone in the homestead together with my mother and these young children.
Okay.
So I used to do a lot of work in the house, in the garden. I used to milk. I used to go to the shamba. I really used to do a lot of work.
You are not the typical last born that we have seen, but that really, how did that contribute? How did that ground you even to the person that you are today?
That was a very nice foundation. Having my mother, going to the shamba with my mother, she could tell me, she could show me how to work. She could show me how to cook. She could show me how to do so many things. And I thank her so much because she did not pamper me, but she made me the way I am. Yeah.
Wow. And then you grew up, you went to school. Maybe you can tell us the primary school, the high school.
I went to a primary school there called Gadadine Primary School. It was near my home.
Still in Tetu?
Still in Teto. Then I went to Tomotomo Girls.
You are an alumni of Tomotomo Girls.
TT Girls.
I actually didn't know. Yes. I actually did. You must have been a very bright girl. Because I know Tomotomo is it's creme de la creme.
Yeah.
It's on top there.
I was a very bright girl. Yeah.
And then you cleared your Form 4.
From the Form 4, I went to college. Actually, I went to college in a college called Universal Group of Colleges in Nairobi town.
Oh, now at this point you came to Nairobi. Was it your first time to be in Nairobi? Or you had come?
I had come earlier to visit my brother.
Okay.
So my brother had promised that immediately when I finish school, I should not wait for results. I should go immediately
to his place.
To the college
and
his place.
Okay.
Yeah, I took advantage of that. I went and did a secretarial course, though that is not what I wanted to study.
Tell us, what did you want to become?
I want to do business management.
Okay.
But here my brother said there are opportunities and doors that ahead of me, and I should do a secretarial course, a course that.
And why have I always thought you wanted to be a nurse? I don't know. Why do you look like a nurse? Somebody in the medic, a pharmacist, a nurse.
When I was growing up, I wanted to become a lawyer. And true to my words, when I went to the college, I started secretarial. Immediately, I was employed in a legal firm. So I became a secretarial.
To a lawyer?
A legal secretary. Okay. I know all the processes of the court.
Wow. I don't know why I've always thought you wanted to be, to be in the, you've never desired to be in the medical field because, I don't know, your demeanor or there's something about you.
My daddy, my late dad wanted me to become a nurse because he had connections.
Okay.
But myself, I wanted to become a lawyer. Because in the family, I have grown up in a polygamous family.
Okay.
You see, there are all those disagreements in the family, issues.
You really wanted to sort all these issues.
As young as I could handle those cases.
Wow.
And I was a very little girl, but I could handle the cases.
And would you have considered yourself a daddy's girl? I think we forgot to mention there.
Yeah, my late dad used to love me so much. Because I was the most disciplined girl in that family. Because they are those my sisters. They were the kind that would give birth in the family.
Oh yeah, I know.
But me myself, my dad used to love me so much. He used to give me advice, and I used to follow his advice. Wow. I used to tell him, I will not let you down, my daddy. I will become the star in this family. Those were my words by that time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And I think you have lived true to your words.
I have.
Wow. Yeah. To the glory of God.
Amen.
So you come to Nairobi.
I came to Nairobi, did the college, did the secretarial course. I was employed as a legal secretary.
Yes.
I worked for some time, and then I had to quit.
Okay. And maybe you can tell us, I don't know if you mind, what was your first salary for somebody watching and wondering?
So many years back then, very little. 4,000. It was a lot of money by that time.
Because you were just a young girl with no responsibilities.
There were responsibilities because by the time I finished college at the age of 20 years, I was nilikuwa najikarisha.
Oh, you had already moved out from your brother's house?
Yes.
I
was paying rent, the bus fare, dressing,
from the same
food,
4,000
from
or
the same 4,000.
hakuna mtu alikusukumia
Hakuna.
kakitu?
Okay, my brother used to tell me not to walk out of his place, but I said no, lazima sasa nitoke. You have done all this for me. It is my
so it was
time.
out of your own
It was
wish.
out of my own wish. Yeah, so I walked out and I rented a house, and I started taking care of myself, and the money was enough.
At 20 years?
At 20 years.
Wow. I don't know what I was doing with my life when I was 20, but anyway, God is great. And now, at what point did you start dating? And in high school, did you have a boyfriend? You know?
In high school, actually, I didn't have one because I was a very committed CA member. I'm from a Catholic.
Oh, you grew up a Catholic.
I grew up a Catholic, so I was a very staunch Catholic, a CA member.
Yes.
So in high school, I didn't have a boyfriend. Actually, now in college, that is when after completing college, that is when I started thinking about dating. But I used to tell my mother when I was growing up, a young girl, I don't want to get married. I don't want my husband to come from the Nyeri.
Oh, just
from
that locality.
Just locality, the Nyeri. That thing, the same county. I used to tell my mother, she used to tell me when we are in the garden, my daughter, just cultivate faster like me.
Tulimalime mbio mbio.
Because unaweza itwa kibarua na wamama mahali. I used to tell my mother, tema hiyo mate.
This is not my portion. That's what we say.
I used to tell, I'm going to Nairobi. I know God will bless me the house where I'll be fishing. I didn't even know what is a kitchen, a sink in the kitchen. But I used to tell her, I know what I'll be in the house. You'll be in that house. I know every
and I will not have to cultivate the land.
I will not have to cultivate the land. That is what I used to tell her when I think I was 10 years old by that time. And so I used to tell her, my mommy, I know my sisters have been giving birth at an early age.
So you're talking about your stepsisters?
Yeah, and also my sister.
Even your biological
Even my
sisters.
biological sister.
Okay.
She got married at a very young age of 20 years. So I used to tell, Mommy, I'll get married at the age of 25. Wow. I was very young. Wow. I think I was somewhere a prophet of my own destination.
And you had already planned your life.
Yeah. So I worked when I was employed. I started now planning for my future. At the age of 23, 24, that is when I started thinking about dating.
And not even dating, thinking about it at the age of 23.
24, thinking about dating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Mr. Right came along or what happened? Because you started by saying you are a wife, a mother. At what point did...
at the age of 24, my Mr. Right come on the way. And when he came, because now I felt I was ready, and he also was prepared.
So you were already earning your own money.
Yeah, I was earning my own money, and I felt now it is my time, and he felt it is his time. So one thing led to another, and nikajikuta nimeolewa.
And the rest is history.
History.
as we can say. But maybe how was that transition? From being a single, a single girl, and now you are subject to somebody else.
It was hard to accept because here in Nairobi, I joined the youth group in our church, and I was a very committed youth member.
Yes, I know. I remember you. Yeah. I remember. I think I visited you one day, and you were showing me some photos.
Yeah, I was a very committed youth member there, and I was also a leader in that youth group.
Okay.
So when I got married, nikasahau nimeolewa. So I used to ask my husband to give me permission to go for the youth meeting. Can you imagine? Sometimes I used to come from work. I go to Mathare North. That is where the meeting was.
That's where the youth. Yes.
I take all my time for the meeting and forget that
you have a husband in the house.
I have a husband, but I used to ask for permission. So that transition, it was not that easy.
Because you are already used to, being an independent single girl.
Yeah, and this is a group that is depending on you. You are a leader. It was not easy.
So at what point now did you come to accept that, okay, now I am a married woman and I think now I need to balance?
Time came and I said now, we had a meeting there. I asked permission from my husband to go and do the handing over because I was a chairlady there and also a treasurer for the whole parish. And we had a good party there, and I explained to them now I need to at least join the other side now. Please now release me, and at least I hand over this leadership to somebody else. But spiritually we'll be together.
Wow. Yeah. So now you had to go to another level.
Now I had to go to another level. Na nikajiamini nimeolewa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a story. What a very a really, really interesting story of your growth, all the way from Teto, and now you are in Nairobi, a married woman. And at what point now did you start giving birth to your babies?
When I got married, we had an agreement with my husband. We take time. We don't just give birth immediately. So we took 1 year. 1 year. Just preparation, just having that nice time with your husband. There are no babies here and there. Enjoy your time together. Now, after 1 year, that is when I started planning.
And maybe during this 1 year.
Yes.
I mean, why was it very important to wait for this 1 year?
It was very important because when I met my hubby, we only took 6 months to date.
Wow, you dated for 6 months.
We dated for 6 months.
Yes.
That was the courtship.
And the dating and everything. Russian.
And everything now. So we had to take that 1 year.
So you actually didn't know each other that much, because the 6 months, I don't think they were enough.
They were not enough.
So that's why you decided now another whole year.
Yeah. But when I met my hubby, he portrayed the qualities of the man that was
that you wanted.
That
like
I wanted.
That you kept on ticking the boxes.
Yeah, the boxes, the qualities that I wanted.
Maybe you can tell us 2, 3, 4.
Okay, obvious one. You must look for a God-fearing man.
A God-fearing man. Tick.
Hardworking one.
Hardworking. Tick. Handsome.
Handsome.
Your hubby is handsome. Let me just say, okay, yeah, he is.
Yes, handsome. One who respects the parents, your parents, because you cannot walk along with somebody who does not respect your parents or your family. You are
that one you ticked.
That one I ticked. So when I looked at all the qualities, and he said, he also looked at my qualities, he said, and we were both working, and our age, at least at that time, miaka ilikuwa imesonga kidogo. So we agreed it is time we come together.
We settled together. And maybe after this 1 year, did you struggle conceiving, or it was?
I didn't.
There was no struggle.
Yeah.
Like after now the agreement had lapsed.
There was no struggle in conceiving at all.
Wow, you just conceived your baby.
Yeah, I just conceived my firstborn son, Teddy Waitito. Yeah.
And now you are here. You are just 25 years.
Yes.
25 is quite young.
Yeah.
And you have a baby. How was that?
Raising, being a first-time mom, it is not that easy. But because earlier in the village, I used to raise my brother's kids.
Oh, now that's when the experience.
Yeah, I had the experience. I didn't find it that much struggle. Yeah, to raise the boy.
And how was your baby? Was he peaceful?
The boy was not peaceful in the first place because I didn't have. There was something that we had a death of my brother.
Okay, sorry.
So during that time I became sick. I was not breastfeeding him. I went through sickness. It was not an easy one.
So you had just given birth, and then you go through a loss.
Yeah, my brother passed when the baby was 1 month. Wow. So the breast milk disappeared. Plus, you see now that moment of mourning your blood brother. It was
not easy.
It was
It is
not
not
easy.
easy.
So it was not easy for some time, but time passed and I healed. Yeah.
Because most of the time, I don't know what happens with firstborns. There's always something that comes along, and you are already challenged because this is your first. It's your first baby.
Yeah.
I mean, you are trying to figure out motherhood, breastfeeding, and I don't know if you had any challenge with breastfeeding. Because myself, like for my baby could not breastfeed for quite some time. I didn't know how to hold her right. I don't know how it was for you.
Okay, there was, breastfeeding. It's not like now back in the feed, but I used to see how my sister-in-law used to hold the baby, and it was not a struggle.
So for you, you found it
struggle
easy.
I didn't have any breast milk because of the process of that mourning. And the doctor recommend that you breastfeed the baby for exclusive 6 months. But the baby has started taking none at an age of 1 month.
So you actually had to introduce formula milk?
Yes.
It was that bad?
It was that bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you breastfeed afterwards?
After now I healed from that process of mourning my brother, and because he was very close to me, is the one who took me to college. After like 3 months, after the 4th month, that is when I started breastfeeding again.
So did you go through postpartum depression with your first child and everything that was going on? Now that you know what postpartum depression, maybe at that point you didn't know, but now I'm sure you have a clue.
Yes.
Do you think you went through some form of postpartum depression?
With the first baby,
Yes.
I don't think I went through, apart from that, losing my brother, now that sickness plus that mourning.
So you were okay?
I was okay. That came to my second born.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Now your second boy also. You have 2 boys
I
and
have
a girl.
2 boys and a girl. Yeah. Now the second born, Loise Wambui, that is when I went through postpartum depression.
What had happened? Maybe you can talk us through.
After giving birth, I got pressure.
Yes.
And my legs swell. Yes. Everything, my body was not right, and
everything was not.
I couldn't
even
start eating food and seeing people come seeing the baby. It was a hard time for me. And plus now the pressure was too much, high blood pressure.
Yeah, and I remember coming to visit you. As I've said, I've known this woman for some time. Msishindwe kwani. Yeah, coming to visit you, and you had been given total bed rest.
Yes,
at that time.
Yeah,
because the legs were so swollen. Had you experienced maybe prolonged labor, hard labor? What was?
In fact, I had not witnessed any prolonged labor. I think it's just devil.
It's just something demonic that you cannot really explain.
It's not really a good moment for a new mom when you have the postpartum depression. People might not understand you, but maybe your family or those who are close to you and they know about it, they can understand. But somebody who does not understand, it's not a good.
So you're telling us your husband was there for you?
He was there for me.
Did he really understand what is going on?
He was understanding because when we went to the hospital, the doctor explained to him
whatever was
going on. Yeah.
And maybe looking at this camera, you can talk to a mom who is going through a difficult time. A mom was just given birth, like what happened to you? And maybe encourage them in 2 or 3 sentences.
Okay, a mom maybe who has given birth for the first time, the second time, and experienced the depression, me, I would talk to her, and especially to the family members, those who are close to her, because that mom is just there at home before they retire, before they go back to their work or their business, that kindly understand them. It is there, and it is the body reacting to maybe the pain that the mother went through when she was giving birth to that child. Understand them.
So hajifanyi.
Hajifanyi. I have gone through that na mama hajifanyi. Mpatieni hiyo time, and even ikienda sana, just take the mother to the hospital.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it is important to consult to consult help.
Yeah, to consult help. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have had cases of postpartum depression where mothers are even killing their children.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has been here in Kenya, but even in the Western countries, unapata mama suffocated her baby because you can't stand the cry, you can't stand to breastfeed because sometimes even the nipples, they get very painful.
And they crack.
Yeah, they crack, you are going through all this.
Yeah.
It is too much for a mother to bear. And that is why we are celebrating mothers. We bear a lot. We bear a lot, but we are strong, we are healthy, and by the grace of God, we know that's why. And that now came your last born baby, your girl, you are the princess of the house.
The queen of the house.
You are the queen of the house. She's the princess
of the house.
Yes.
That baby is a miracle baby. That baby Georgina Wambui was a prophecy by my spiritual man, Bishop Jane Kingori. Actually, that baby, she had prophesied for me before I gotten Lewis, before I gotten my second boy, that I'll give birth to a baby girl. So me, I wanted 2 boys. I thought nimemaliza.
Okay.
But now here the prophecy. So
and maybe we can just go there a little bit. Had you planned with your hubby that we are going to get this number of babies? And
yeah, we had planned with him that we are going to get 2 babies.
Okay. And but now the prophecy
our plans are not God's plans.
Yeah,
he has his own plans and we have our own plans.
And I was talking to a lady the other day. She's expecting her 3rd child, and she was telling me the hubby is so much against this 3rd baby. The pregnancy is just around 3 to 4 months because they had planned for 2 babies, and then now she's expecting the 3rd one, and the husband cannot stand this baby. And I was telling her, now this father should understand that we have our plans, but there is also the plan of God. Yes.
Yeah,
and that lady was just so crying so much, asking me, what am I going to do? I mean, I'm a Christian, I cannot abort this baby. I know it is wrong. This baby is already part of me. It's been 3 months. What will I do? How am I supposed to convince my husband?
That lady should carry the baby to term, to 9 months and give birth, because those were their plans, but God's plans are his own plans.
Yes.
And he has a plan for that baby, he has a future for that baby, and that mama will not struggle. Wow. I know God will be there, but keep on praying for
and I know she will watch this video because she was eagerly waiting for us to to just make something encouraging for her, and to just tell her that it is well with you. It is well with you.
Tell her I'm here as a testimony. Yes.
You had planned for 2.
I had planned for 2. But there was a prophecy. I do not prophecy must come
to pass.
It must come to pass.
Yes.
And so it came to pass, and I thank God because I gave birth to a baby girl.
Yes,
because
a very beautiful.
A beautiful one. We have the 2 boys
girl.
now, a setting of 2 boys plus the 1 girl. And I thank God for her.
Wow.
Yeah, so that pregnancy, I didn't have any struggle. In fact,
it was the smoothest.
Let me tell you, God's things are smooth. Yeah. It was the smoothest. I used to go for the ministry. Anytime Bishop would call me, I could go for the ministry. You see the way people start in church, I could start in church until Ibadah Ishe.
Wow.
I didn't experience, even when labor pains came. In fact, I didn't know
that you were going through labor.
I didn't have any labor pains.
Wow.
But you see, my cervix was open. I rushed to the hospital.
And you gave birth to your girl.
I gave birth to my girl.
Wow. I remember, I think it was on a Christmas holiday.
Yes.
You actually traveled.
Yeah, I actually traveled.
And you boarded a plane, not just in the form of traveling.
When I'm 3 weeks before giving birth.
It was just 3 weeks, and then you gave birth.
And then I went for the holiday to Mombasa.
Wow. What were you saying when you were praying? I mean, which prayers were you praying?
When I was
what made that pregnancy to be so smooth?
I think it is serving God. I would say that because it was walking with the woman of God. She could hold my hand, we could pray, she could speak for the baby, she could tell me when you are carrying a baby, just hold your tummy,
the womb. Yes,
speak to that baby, talk good things. And I know one of the things that I used to talk to my daughter, I used to tell God, you see the way Bishop Jane is beautiful, and the way she loves beauty. I want my baby to love beauty like Bishop. And true to my words, my baby today, she can take
she's anything, a beautician.
Just to apply. She can take water and pretend it's gel, and she applies on her hair. She takes Bilo pen and draws her eyebrows.
How old is your
baby?
She
can take tomato sauce and apply on her lips.
How old is she now?
She's 3 months. And she is 3 years and 2 months.
And she already knows all that.
She already knows all that.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's your motherhood journey.
Yes.
3 beautiful babies.
Yes.
Okay, one now is a young man. Actually, you're a mother of a teenager.
I'm a mother of a teenager.
Is he already a teen? Is he 13?
Yes, he's 14 years.
Yeah, so he's already a teenager.
He's already a teenager.
How does it feel being a mother of a teenager?
It feels good to be a mother of a teenager, but it also comes with the challenges. I don't think it's that easy raising that. You must be there to correct the child. I there are those moods that come a long way, but I thank God because my son understands the stage, this stage that he is going through. And sometimes he can do a mistake and tell me, Mom, usikasirike, sini hii stage inasibua. Next time sitafanya hivyo. And you have also to be there to counsel the boy, to talk to the boy, and all that. And I thank God because he has gone through the rite of passage.
He's already now a young man.
A young man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So already he's a young man, and seeing life and all that. And maybe the dad has played a great role. I mean, how do you parent now? Now you're parenting boys. You have 2 boys, and then there is this girl. Is there something you have felt now? This one lazima nikuje niambie baba yenu. And especially your older son.
Actually, I'm the disciplinarian in the house. The daddy is a cool one.
He's not alone. I know another cool dad somewhere. I know another cool dad.
I think dads are cool.
No, they just want us to appear bad.
When it comes to discipline, I do it myself. But the dad, you say, ni mtoto tu msamehe. But me, I say, no. This one, there is a small punishment. Yeah.
And maybe we can get there. How do you discipline your kids? And especially the 2 boys, because the girl, she's still very young.
Sometimes I will withdraw the phones,
the favors,
the phones, like the favors, the phones from them, the remotes from them. That is how I discipline them.
Do you cane?
Caning, yeah, sometimes, but I don't like pinching kidogo. But not using the force.
Just somebody said these hands, they are for touching, for loving, but not for...
Sometimes I pinch, sometimes I use even a slippers.
Yes, because I wonder, sometimes I see na time ya kukimbilia slippers nini, but my hand is there, I can just pinch.
Yeah.
And there is no problem with that.
There is no problem with that. Or I can give an extra homework. Because
that is also...
we've withdrawn the remotes and the phones, I can give extra homework.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, your boys are disciplined. I know them. I have interacted with them. They're actually very good friends of mine, and I can tell you they are disciplined. When it comes to discipline, they are. And now I want us to get into another interesting part.
Yes.
And just to interact a little bit so that people can know you better. And just to ask you, maybe, what was your proudest moment as a mom?
My proudest moment was when my son passed the exams, and when he went through the rite of passage, and also myself, I gotten a new name, Anyakenywa.
Anyakenywa is a Kikuyu
for those women who have circumcised boys.
Their boys.
Yes.
So that was a time that you felt so proud, being a mom of Ted.
He has passed the exams. that was the proudest moment of my life.
Wow. And maybe the time that you felt so low, even as a mom, you felt wow.
I felt so low. It was my firstborn child when he had gotten sick.
There was a time he was sick.
There was a time Teddy was very, very, very sick.
How old was he?
He was 3 years and he had joined school. So I had to withdraw the boy from school to concentrate on his treatment. That was my lowest moment of my life.
Wow.
Because I used to carry the boy. You see, he's 3 years and I'm carrying him like a month's old baby. Yeah.
Maybe what was wrong? The childhood.
It was malaria, which was okay. When we used to go to the hospital, mtoto akipimwa nothing inapatikana. But when I go to another hospital, malaria inapatikana.
Wow.
So that was the disease the boy was suffering from. And I think we stayed home like for 3 months with the baby before I took him to school, back to school. So that was the lowest.
Yeah, it must have.
I could even do the pampers for him. I could hold him, and I used to. The boy was not eating, and I could tell. I wish I can breastfeed my son at this time. The boy was there.
And you are not the first mom I've had say. There are times you feel like you can just breastfeed. No matter how big they are, kwa sababu naona wanafinyika tu.
The boy could not eat. He could not drink even the milk from the shop or from anywhere. So I was telling, I wish my breast naeza nyonyesha.
You can just breastfeed
the baby.
And I understand there's quite some gap between Lewis and Ted. There's quite some, and actually the three of your kids, you have really there's quite some gaps.
Some gaps.
Why is that important?
It is important because when you give birth to one baby, you want to concentrate on that one first. That was my plan. I wanted to gap them so that I could have time to concentrate on this one before another one comes. And have time for boarding.
And also for yourself.
And also for myself.
Yes, because you find that sometimes giving birth so frequently, it also weakens the body.
And also even the fatigue.
You get so fatigued. So that is important that you have mentioned. And another thing that I really have always wanted to know from you, how do you balance all this? For heaven's sake, you are a mom. You are a wife to start with.
Yes.
You come to being a mom. You own a very big business.
Yes.
You are in the ministry. I mean, you are a friend. You are a daughter. There's so many things that demands your attention. How do you balance? I mean, what do you do?
One thing is believing yourself. That I can do all this.
Wow.
Believing in yourself. That I'm the one needed there.
Wow.
It is not anybody else but me. So the first step is you believe in yourself. And also prayer. You become a prayerful woman. And you also have the courage.
The courage to do this.
To do it.
Yes. And maybe there is this thing that people say, and mostly men say, that once the first baby comes, it's like they are neglected. All love now goes to the husband, to the child. Did you experience that with any of your children?
Yeah, because especially when the child is young.
When
you have to breastfeed the baby.
You have to change the diapers.
You have to be there for
so
the baby.
Many things
even if you have the house help, you are the mother to the child.
You are the first. You are the primary caregiver.
That one, I think every man goes through that.
And why don't they understand that?
They are also babies. They are also babies, and let me tell you, they are our firstborns.
So that's what I had.
Our firstborns. Yeah. So that is why they see now all the love that we had, it is withdrawn. It has gone to the child.
Wow.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the line they understand.
Somewhere along the line they have to understand.
They have to understand because this is
because you will not hold the baby forever. The baby now at a certain age.
Now they are independent. They can go by themselves.
They can go to their bedrooms. They can do the things on their own, and you have time for.
So it's just for a short while.
It's just
and then these go back to men.
It's just for a while.
Yeah, it's just for a while and then things mambo yananyoroka tena vizuri sana.
Yes.
And we've covered so many things about motherhood, about discipline, and you have told us you are like the primarily disciplinarian. The dad is a cool
He's a cool one.
You want to be seen as a cool dad.
Yes.
And maybe after you've done all that, and there are times you feel you are so low, how do you recharge?
When I feel I am too low, I'm fatigued, I'm too low, I don't want to do anything. The next moment I go for sauna. I have time for myself.
Wow. Self-care.
That is what I do.
And why is self-care important? Maybe talking to a woman there mwenye anasikia ni kama the world is on their shoulders.
It is important for you to recharge again your body.
Yes.
Because mothers, sometimes we give birth and we do all those things.
We keep on giving and giving and
we
giving.
keep on giving and giving. When will you give to your body? That is the time you want also you to give yourself, your body. Yeah.
So you leave the babies at home.
I leave the babies at home and I go for sauna like for 2 to 3 hours. I do massage.
And by the time you are coming out of there, you are so energetic. You can face many other responsibilities and challenges.
Yes.
So self-care to you is it's key.
It's key.
Because also I realize that you are always fresh. You know, despite all those things that we have said you are doing, I think I tell you all this all the time. You always look fresh, look young, you know, energetic. So it's because you take time for yourself.
I take time for myself. Yeah, I take time for myself. And also, I also take time for myself. When I am solo, I like meditating a lot. So I go to my prayer room, lock myself there 2 to 3 hours. I have time with my God. I have time to pray. I have time to sing. I have my time to worship. And after that, I become spiritually energetic.
Wow, I know you are inspiring a mom somewhere who has been wondering, why am I always fatigued? What can I do to recharge? Because you know what happens when a mother is so fatigued, and all what she's releasing is negative energy, the whole house is affected.
The whole house is affected. Yeah.
When she doesn't have time to recharge for herself.
Yeah.
She becomes so grumpy. You ushaingia nyumba and you find that everybody looks so dull. But ukichunguza, it's because the mom is tired.
Yeah, tired. She doesn't have anybody maybe to help those who cannot manage to get house help. Maybe you can leave the baby with your husband. Take some time, even a walk. Take a walk. After you take a walk around the estate, come back. You feel energetic again. Yeah, you refresh your mind. Yeah.
And those who can afford help. Engage it for. I mean, you know, some people says that because I'm a housewife, maybe we can use that.
Yes.
There are those who just stay in the house. Is it okay maybe to ask for somebody once in a while to just come do cleaning in your assist you if you can afford?
Yes, it is important because you also need to be kusaidiwa, to be helped. If it is a relative, ask for the relative to come and do the work. Take your time off. You can even go buy yourself some shoes, some nice clothes. Treat yourself.
You treat yourself because you've been treating others.
Go to the salon. Treat yourself. Energize yourself.
Usijiachilie.
Hapana.
The fact that you are a mother and you are doing all this does not mean that you should neglect your own self-care.
You shouldn't neglect your own care. You should take care of yourself.
Wow.
There are those who cannot afford to go to the gym.
To sauna, to massage.
Work on your diet. Work on your diet. And you know, immediately we give birth how our bodies.
Yes. Yeah,
they gain the baby fat.
Yeah, the baby fat. Yes, I know that.
You can play around with the diet and you gain back your shape.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It is possible. It is possible. And then we are going to go to our final part, which is an interesting part that I'm just going to ask you a few questions from the top of your head. You just answer me. What's your shoe size?
My shoe size is 7. Number 7.
Number 7. Yes. What's your favorite food?
Githeri
and
Githeri.
Oh, just githeri.
Githeri kikarangwa na nyanya, or githeri mokimo, the mokimo thing.
Oh, I don't like githeri myself. I think I ate it too much when I was in high school.
I still love it because it is
delicious. Oh, favorite color?
Blue. I'm in blue.
And actually you are in blue.
Yes.
Smart, casual, or official?
Smart, casual.
Wow, and I know that actually that is so true. Flat or high heels?
Slightly higher.
Not really high,
not really low,
but just somewhere there. 3 inch, 4 inch, 2 inch there. Okay, skirt or dress?
Dress.
I know. Calling or texting?
Calling.
You have 3 children.
Yes.
In 5 seconds, their names, birthday, and maybe favorite color. Ted
Waitito Kimani.
Birthday?
22nd of November 2005. 2006. Lewis King.
Favorite color?
Brown.
Okay. I will confirm.
Yes. Lewis Kingori. Kimani.
Birthday?
25th June 2011.
Favorite color?
Blue. Georgina Wambui Kimani. 20th January 2018.
Favorite color? Pink. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now, Florence, when you are not doing all this, okay,
Yes.
you have already told us about going to sauna.
Yes.
What are other hobbies that you have? When you are not a mother, you are not a pastor, you are not a businesswoman, you are just you. What will I find you doing?
My hobbies.
Yes, your hobbies.
I love traveling.
Traveling.
I also love cooking.
I know, I was waiting for that.
Yes, I love
I was
cooking.
waiting for that.
I also love making friends, new friends.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. So you connect.
I connect.
A lot with
but
friends.
not very much. Yeah, but at least.
Would you prefer, would you, what can I say? Would you call yourself a very social person?
Actually, I'm an introvert.
You're an introverted person?
I'm an introvert.
Wow. But even you being an introvert, you also have the ability to make friends. I know you have several quality friends who have worked with you and who have been of great blessing to your life.
Yes.
Wow, what a time that we have had. And maybe, is there anything that you felt you needed to tell us and we maybe have not asked you?
Okay, maybe what I can tell you, we are always inspired by other people. You cannot just wake up one day and say, today I'm going to inspire myself.
No.
We draw inspiration from other people. I've drawn inspiration from Bishop Dr. Jane Kengori. She has really mentored me. She has really inspired me.
Wow.
The way she lives, the way she ministers, the way she handles things. She is truly a strong woman. And she is my inspiration.
Wow. And maybe one day you will connect us with her so that she can sit on that chair. I know she's also a great mom, a spiritual mom.
Yes.
And there's so much that she can talk to moms. Utatupea your connection because I know you are very close to her.
I will give you the connection.
Wow. Thank you so much for listening to this awesome interview. I know that you have been inspired as a mom. So please, for mothers, continue watching this. We are going to bring more mothers who are these are just ordinary mothers doing ordinary things to just inspire you, to tell you that it is possible. And the Bible says that iron sharpens another. As iron sharpens another iron, so one man sharpens another. So maybe there's something you didn't know about motherhood and you have learned from our guests today. So next time, please stay tuned so that subscribe subscribe. That's what I want to say. Kindly subscribe so that every time we bring an awesome mom, you are able to be notified and you are able to learn. Until next time, thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. My name is Counselor Loise. Subscribe. Tell them to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please tell them to subscribe.